On to our next formula, the effective rate, or our annual percentage yield. Now before we were dealing with this compound interest, where was it? Way over here. Now what that means is each month we compound and see how much interest you get. So if you have more money in your account the second or third month, you're actually going to get slightly more interest. So our annual percentage, so that R is going to be slightly different there. So that's why our APY, our annual percentage yield rate, is going to be slightly different than our interest rate, but you're going to see they should be really, really close. So the interest rate is what the banks tell you you get, and that is what we use to calculate. The APY is the actual percentage of money that you got back. So these are really just plug and chug formulas. No new number or letters here, R and N. We still know those. Still the same thing. So I'm going to give you my R, and we're going to compound monthly. Oops. So that means that N is going to be equal to 12. Not really sure why that's doing that. So N is going to be equal to 12 here. So this is compounded monthly. Plug it in. I'm going to type it in exactly the way that I have written here, and you should get the right answer. So typing in with my parentheses, 1 plus 0.051 divided by 12. 12 up in the exponent for that N, minus 1 outside of the parentheses. It's going to give me this on my calculator. Now the APY is a rate, so I need to write it as a percent. So you can do one of two things. You can, if you like to move the decimal place, you can move that over to get the decimal after the 5, or instead of dividing by 100, we're going to do the opposite and we're going to multiply by 100. Either way, doesn't matter. And we're going to go to 2 decimal places because they told me in the directions. And you always want to round to the 2 decimal places after you do your moving of the decimal. So you got to move it or multiply by 100, whichever one, then round to 2 decimal places. Rounding will always be your last step. Got another example here. If you want to hit pause, give this a shot on a blank piece of paper. I'll scroll down. Give that a shot on a blank piece of paper, or if you have your notes packet with you, you've got a blank one right there. And then when you come back, make sure you're plugging in the right way. It's daily, so N is 365. Gives you this decimal place. We're going to move over to, so that would be 7.895, or multiply by 100, doesn't matter. So this is in your calculator anyway. It might be easier to multiply by 100. So that's going to give you 7.895. Rounding 0.895 gives me 0.90. So my APY is 7.9%. Notice that's really, really close to the interest rate that I had for my whatever this is, a loan or a checking or savings account. So this is my percentage. What I actually got, since each month there's slightly more money in there, actually got a little bit higher. All right. So let's look at another formula. This one looks crazy complicated. It is a annuity. So annuity is just a recurring payment that comes up all the time. So we want to know the future value of our annuity if we make the same payment every single month. It's really just a plug and chug. It's just a matter of practicing you typing in the calculator. So I have it written exactly the way we need to go over it. All the letters are the same, except for R here. R just stands for that payment or deposit that we're making continually, that we're just constantly making. That's what makes it an annuity. And S stands for the future value. So looking at my first problem, I'm just going to plug and chug where I see these. I'm going to deposit $625, so that's my R. 1 plus. My interest rate is 0.035. It's compounded semi-annually, so semi-annually means 2, so my N is 2. And that's for 7 years. So every month I'm putting this aside so that I should have enough money for this down payment on my house. I'm going to type it in the way that I have it written out here. So I'm going to type in this entire numerator part right here. That gives me a crazy decimal. Do not round. Type in the bottom part, crazy decimal, do not round. And then I can type in what I have written here. Now, if you don't have brackets on your calculator, just use the parentheses right there and I get my final answer of $9,818.46. That's how much money I would have if I put in $625 each month. I'd have that much money for my down payment on my house. If you're not getting these numbers, it's probably a calculator issue. So just make sure that you go back and try it again the way I have written. And again, using our video chat through office hours or outreach hours, we might be able to walk you through and tell you exactly what buttons to mash on your calculator. Your phone will not do this unless you download an app. So I'd look at maybe downloading a scientific calculator app, or just going to buy that calculator, that TI-30X2S. It'll work perfect for this.